Hey everybody, welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies, and now we get to talk about the MCU and Deadpool, and of course Disney. Disney doesn't like anything that's not highly sanitized and G only. Will Disney keep Deadpool out of the MCU? Now this is quite a bit of speculation. We saw Deadpool sort of interacting with X-Men, X-Force, and different things. Could we get him in these? I don't think. Maybe phase 5 after they've completely screwed up with SJWs out of phase 4, but I highly doubt it. So this comes from ScreenRant.com. With the Disney Fox acquisition finally complete, will Deadpool join the Marvel? No, I don't think so. The deal between Disney and Fox has been in the works for over a year, but at last it's complete, which means the film rights to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four franchise are reported to Marvel. While X-Men Dark Phoenix is still sure to release. And there's a lot of speculation that there's a lot of turmoil in that. Disney has pledged to release all completed Fox projects. The fate of New Mutants is a lot more unclear. There's been some discussion Disney will choose to drop that on Hulu rather than opt for theatrical release. That's possible since they're basically taking over Hulu as much as they can. That's going to be their Disney service. Or what could happen is their non-sanitized stuff is on Hulu and everything else is on Disney Plus or whatever the frick they're calling that stupid junk. A Fantastic Four relaunch is inevitable. Considering the last two efforts were pretty garbage, especially the last one with Marvel sure to what's his name, the Flame or Johnny Flame or whatever his name being on Captain America, to introduce major villains such as Doctor Doom and Galactus into the MCU. Yes, but you can introduce whoever you want, but Captain Marvel will beat him with one punch, so who cares? The new X-Men were a little bit trickier given the concept of mutants will drastically reshape the fabric of the shared cinematic universe. That's why I don't see it happening. We could get a pseudo reboot after Endgame when many of the more expensive stars are killed off or pushed off. I wouldn't be surprised we get some kind of mutant project or something like that, kind of haywire to kind of introduce kind of mid-phase 4 to something in phase 5 if the phase 4 movies don't all basically tank. Standing side by side, so I want to see X-Men standing side by side. Maybe. Spider-Man, maybe. I don't know about Black Panther. Doctor Strange, I don't see that happening either. I really don't see it I could see it with Captain Marvel and say Scarlet Witch, since she's already a mutant. Kevin Feige has openly reminded fans that he's not just a matter of what he call marquee names like Wolverine and Professor Xavier too. There are hundreds of names on those documents, on those agreements, he noted. Given Fox has been using the key X-Men since the year 2000, it would be surprised if Marvel opted to introduce some third-tier characters before moving on to the more famous ones. Yeah, we could get some. I think Scarlet Witch is in that. We had Quicksilver, and we could get some lower-tier ones that kind of slowly introduce us to that. I could see them doing that in Phase 4 again, but I'm afraid we're going to get Squirrel Girl and Riri Williams and all that other stuff. What does this mean for Deadpool? The 90s comic icon has had something of a revival ever since test footage leaked online and Fox tentatively greenlit a movie following the positive response from fans. The first film, which released in 2016, was an absolute hit, grossing a stunning 2, which grossed a little bit more. Okay, it's popular. I think it's Ryan Reynolds more than anything. Role defined in the same way that Robert Downey Jr. defines Tony Stark. That's true. But the Merc with a mouth doesn't quite fit with the tone, style, and above all, family-friendly vibe of MCU. It's never been family-friendly. That will be Disney introducing that. Family-friendly vibe of Disney. Get it straight. It has a proper post, a future post Disney. Oh boy, there's still more to this article. Gee, mini Christmas. All right, let's get moving. Disney CEO Bob Iger, excuse me. The House insisted the House wants to keep on making Deadpool movies. Bull crap. Yeah, they're going to be PG-13. He further stressed believes futures there will be rated R. He's been out that, basically, I think he's going to be forced to do it based off the popularity of the character. But stuff that was on Netflix, they've already canceled. So don't hold your breath. If one of these movies falters just a tiny bit, it's going to be horrendous. Disney's logic with Deadpool is pretty simple. Why mess with success? Because it's not family sanitized. rebooted Fox character not to be rebooted by Disney, with Ryan Reynolds staying on, the movie continuing to be rated R. Yeah, again, I believe when I see it, we did get a PG-13 cut and it failed, so I think that was a test balloon. I'm glad that failed. The problem is, though, is that Deadpool isn't well suited to the MCU. Although Kevin Feige has suggested R-rated movies are not out of the question, the fact remains that the MCU itself is not R-rated. He just basically says F a lot. I mean, that's really it. The violence is a little bit more realistic and a little less cartoonish than the PG-13 showings, but that's about it. That's by design and not by accident. It's because Marvel aims to produce tentpole 4-quadrant blockbusters. Yeah, but those early ones weren't. The other ones were good. That came later, and as Disney influenced it more and more. Recent rumors that Black Widow would be Marvel's first rated R movie proved to be ill-founded. Okay, never considered the idea. And I'm not really sure what you'd want to do with there. Meanwhile, it's important to remember that Deadpool franchises have other recurring characters than just Wade Wilson. In part, the success of Deadpool franchise is because Fox assigned just the right actors for the secondary roles as well. I would agree with that. I think it's very well cast. It's very and well written movie. So let's see what's page 2. I keep seeing this, but doesn't want to mess with success. It's the third time you've had to say it in this article from Screen Rant. I'm beginning to believe that they're going to mess with something and they're just going to poke. It's just going to be slow. Okay, so all this raises the likelihood that Deadpool will work better as a separate entity. Yeah, I agree with that. And let's keep going. It won't actually. Wait a minute. We said something about Alias in here. The imprint debuted with Alias. Wait a minute. Okay. It won't actually be too difficult for Marvel to continue with Deadpool franchise as it is retaining the same secondary characters. Okay. Yeah, most likely. The closest it comes to a major X-Men is Colossus. He may be a small price to pay for keeping Deadpool going. Secondly, he's also the clear direction. It has all this clear direction. Deadpool 2 has designed to set up X-Force, which in turn will be followed up by Deadpool 3. By setting a new Marvel brand, Marvel should be able to continue with those plans. So what you could see is a spinoff with X-Force without Deadpool that's PG-13, and that's going to be another trial balloon to see how well that works. Interesting as possible, Donner and others associated with Fox X-Men films will be kept on by Marvel Studios for the foreseeable future. Although they got rid of a bunch of people recently, blah, blah, blah. Oddly enough, this doesn't necessarily rule out Deadpool as appearing in MCU every now and again. Crossovers. And yeah, there's hard to imagine a Deadpool movie in a movie like, I actually like Ragnarok. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Oh boy. You'd have to about put him in there to make that movie interesting. 2 was such a bore fest. There's a sense then in which Deadpool would end up existing as part of a gray area. He might show up and just not be on camera as much or not talk. He might just be there and not have an opportunity to drop all the F-bombs and then the violence be toned down a little bit too. I don't know. All right, so what do you think? Do we think we're going to continue past Deadpool 3? I really think it depends on what Deadpool 3 does. And they're going to make some small tweaks. And if they work, they'll make more until people catch on, and they fail, then they'll go on to something else. Because this is Disney, and they sanitize everything. They are the evil one. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking like, and thanks so much for sharing. Goodbye. 3, 2. 3, 2. 3, 2, 1.